What's going on, guys? It's your boy DJ Skandalous here, and we're back with another video for Skandalous Talk. For this one, I'm going to break down the recent news that the Tupac estate is actually dropping out of a $100 million lawsuit against Universal Music Group. Let's get it.
I'm built for it, nigga.
Alright, so before we get into this video, I want to apologize for the lack of content on my channels lately. I've been sick with the flu for the last 2 weeks. Finally got over it, so I'm going to try to do this short video here. May do a video about Tupac and Jodeci and Tupac and John B later in this week, as well as upload new beats and another video on my DJ Skandalous page. So I did a video months back detailing why the Tupac estate was actually going to sue Universal Music Group, the owners of Tupac's catalog dating back from 1989, 1990, all the way to 1995. And he also owns some death row content from the greatest hits and things like that. And the unreleased 1995 and 1996 content that actually appeared on his albums from 1997 all the way to 2007. And if you aren't familiar with the story, or if you don't want to check out my old video, there was a recent investigation in a 2008 fire at Universal Music Group's Hollywood warehouse that left hundreds of thousands of master tapes destroyed. And this caused the estate of Tupac Shakur and Tom Petty, as well as Soundgarden and Hole, to do a class action lawsuit against Universal Music Group for $100 million. Which many of them felt like either their master recordings were destroyed or their video masters were also destroyed, which if they ever wanted to remaster the videos and put them on YouTube or make new versions, they would not actually have the masters to actually do that if they burned up in the fire. So in this video on Pitchfork, we got back in June, Soundgarden, Steve Earle, and Hole, as well as the estate of Tupac Shakur and former wife of Tom Petty sued Universal Music Group. Hole dropped out of suit in August solely based on UMG's written assurances to plaintiffs' counsel that no Hole master recordings were lost in the fire. Now, 2 more plaintiffs, Soundgarden and the estate of Tupac Shakur, had pulled out of the class action lawsuit, according to documents viewed by Pitchfork. No reason was given a legal filing for their decision. The lawsuit alleges that artists were never informed by Universal Music Group that their masters had been damaged in the fire, and that Universal Music Group had breached its contractual obligations to artists by failing to protect their masters. And this is a big thing for artists. When a music label owns their actual recordings, the artist doesn't have much say in what happens to their recordings or where they're stored at and whatever. But in this day and age, there's a lot of things that are kept online and that are digitally stored on servers and stuff like that. So a company like Universal Music Group, even though they will lose physical masters, probably have backup versions and demo versions and the overall layers of the song stored on their internal server that their labels can get access to. So that's one of the beauties of technology, that perhaps that even if songs were lost, they still have a version of it still left that they can do something with in the future. I'm not sure if this is what actually the reason why the Tupac estate pulled out. Maybe Universal Music Group had copies and different versions available of the content that may actually have been lost. But I would love to see what was actually burned in the fire compared to what they should have. And the thing with Tupac, that he has so many unreleased songs. He has unreleased verses for well-known songs that already came out, like Run the Streets has an extra verse. Hit 'Em Up has an alternate version that's completely different than the radio version or the explicit version that was released. So it'd be so easy for a bunch of suits and ties at Universal or Interscope Records to gloss over a song because it shares the same beat, or shares the same lyrics, or shares the same title, or just it's already released, and not realize that there's extra vocals there, or it's a totally different song, or there's an extra verse. So if they don't have someone that's really knowledgeable and meticulous about it, there very well could have been songs lost that they don't even know about, or extra verses that they never even heard before because they just think it's already released. So I would love to see how they actually broke down what was lost, what was not, compared to what the estate thought was lost. And from what I know with the estate, everything's all over the place with who owns what, who needs to be paid, as well as who has different recordings of Tupac. Different producers and engineers have stuff that the estate doesn't even actually have. But overall, I think this is a good win-win for everybody, because I feel like if the Tupac estate won a lawsuit against Universal, then Universal would have been reluctant to actually release any future Tupac albums of content that they actually own. As of right now, the Tupac estate only owns the unreleased death row content, I believe, and Universal Music Group owns the songs from 1990 all the way to 1994, 1995, Me Against the World, as well as songs on the greatest hits, Until Then in Time, Better Days, Are You Still Down, Pac's Life, Loyal to the Game, all that. So probably the estate could actually release their own Tupac albums without Universal Music Group being a distributor if they wanted to, but then again, they might actually want them to be a part of it because they can actually fund the album properly and market it properly. And having a whole lawsuit like this will probably get in the way of that type of relationship. So what do you guys think? Do you feel like the Tupac estate should never have dropped out if some songs were destroyed, or maybe they weren't even destroyed at all? Maybe they have duplicates and copies? Or do you think it may actually been a good thing so that they can repair their relationship with the Universal Music Group, the owners of most of the Tupac content that you find online and on his albums? Drop your comments below. This is DJ Skandalous signing out. Peace out.